Today we have a beautiful episode. We are going to talk about love. We will talk about Rihanna. If you check the Super Bowl this Sunday, it was insane. She showed up with her baby. I think she's carrying a baby. He's almost 8 months old, and he has like a huge baby. And she was able to perform in a terrific way. You will see that. I highly suggest you go to YouTube and check Rihanna Super Bowl. And also we are going to share a technique here that is called Memento Mori. In English, that is like a Latin phrase. In English, the meaning is remember you will die. Interesting enough, I think this technique is more or less the equivalent of intermittent fasting for burning fast. In the same way that intermittent fasting will help you burn fat without going to the nutritionist and make the process so simple, this technique called Memento Mori will allow you to have a better mental state, will help you with a lot of issues that sometimes we have in our brain. If you are struggling, maybe when you want to sleep, you cannot have a good quality of sleep. You lay on the bed and you cannot disconnect your mind from your thoughts. If you wake up in the morning and you have anxiety, if you don't like your life, you can apply this technique called Memento Mori. And interesting enough, I found this technique by accident because one day I was just playing with some ideas and that's how I got it. So this is going to be my gift for all the single people today, and also for the people who just want to feel better and have like a light, at the end of the tunnel. Sometimes you feel like things are not going according the way you expected, but always there is a solution at the end that you can find. Before starting, I want to say, if you want me to keep doing these videos in English, put like to this video, put thumbs up so we can promote this in the algorithm. And also, if you want me to talk about different topics, you can share this episode with your friends so we can help them also. We can help to spread the word. So let's get started. So this is how I found the technique, and I will share 5 ways that you can apply this to your life. The more you think about death, the more alive you will feel. It's kind of interesting, but sometimes we link death with being sad, but it's kind of the opposite. And this technique is not new. This technique has been applied by Romans, by people like ages ago. And for some reason, it's like we in society, we lost this idea that we can remember that we are going to die. So this is how I found this technique. I was trying to sleep. I was trying to sleep one day and I couldn't. So I was thinking about the business, about what I had to do the next day. So I said, I will imagine that I'm going to die today. In my mind, I'm going to die. So I just relaxed. And suddenly I realized that I had the best sleep in my life just by thinking that I was going to die. And you can do the same. Every time you go to the bed, imagine that that is your last moment. Imagine that your life is just one day, and when you go to sleep, maybe you will not wake up the next day. You will relax in a way that you don't have an idea. And the best part is that also it gives you like some conscientiousness the previous hours before going. If you know that you are going to bed, let's say at midnight, at 12, at 10 p.m., 9 p.m., you will start to analyze how was your day, and you will realize, or you will ask yourself if you did your best effort this day or not. One technique that I can suggest that you apply, this is the kind of my research, is that before going to sleep 1 hour, you start analyzing your day and ask questions to you. It's like, one question could be, what was the most important thing that I did today? Did I did something important with my life today, or I just was just doing time, killing time? The other question is, do I deserve another day? My performance during this day allow me to have another day or not? And those questions will allow you to have feedback during your day, because many people is like they wrap their day, they close their day, and they just go to sleep. Oh yes, the day is done. But it's good to check what activities we did, and also how was our performance? Because it's not the same doing something just because you have to do it than doing something, putting your 100% attention in that and do the best that you can. So that is before you go to bed, but also when you wake up, this technique will help you. Imagine that before going to bed, you thought that you were going to die, and then the next day you wake up and you realize, hey, I'm alive. I have an opportunity, another day to make a difference in this world. And not only that, for example, today is Valentine's Day, and when you really believe this thing, you are going to enjoy life in a way that you don't have an idea. Let's say today is a Valentine's Day. If you don't have a girlfriend, maybe you don't have money to take your girlfriend to expensive restaurants, you are not going to care. You know why? Because you have an extra day. You need to see each day, every new day that you have in your life, like an opportunity. This is a big opportunity to do something important. And in the morning, you go to your to-do list. What are the things that I have to do, and the urgent things and the important things. You plan your day. Time is your most precious asset that you have, so you need to treat time like that. And interesting enough, you will find out that now you don't want to press the snooze button in your alarm clock. When the alarm clock is ringing or when your cell phone is ringing in the morning, you really want to wake up because this day is important. Every day is important from Monday to Sunday. There are no relaxed days because you don't know how many more days you will have. But before continue with this technique, it's necessary that you truly believe about this. It's not just saying, "Oh yes, I'm going to die." No. You need to you need to create reminders, maybe pictures on your walls, maybe explaining this to other people. I have been helping other people with this technique in the last weeks, and the more that you help other people explaining this concept of Memento Mori, or remember you are going to die, the better the idea stick in your mind. So that you can do so far, two techniques. One is remember you will die before going to bed, and in the morning remember that you have this bonus day, you have this extra day. Before continue, a friendly reminder: if you want to consume this audio on Spotify or Google Podcast, you will find me with my nickname Uncle Balta. And if you want to practice English, you can go to inglesparacholos.com, inglesparacholos.com. And by the way, all these episodes I upload them also to unclebalta.com, where I type some articles. Sometimes I share some blogs that I find on internet, so you will find them in unclebalta.com. Let's go to the third part of this technique. And maybe this third part is the most important, the one that will change your life totally. And is, imagine that you are dead, that you already passed away. You are dead, you are going up, you are flying, you are going to meet God. Before meeting God, you meet Saint Peter, San Pedro. You meet Saint Peter. Saint Peter tells you that yes, you're going to see God, but just remember that you will see together your full life again. So how old were you when you passed? And you will say, oh, I was 80 years old or 85. Okay, God will spend with you 85 years to check your whole fucking life. You are going to see your whole fucking life together, one next to the other. And in that moment, you are kind of embarrassed. Something is not smelling good. Something smells fishy. So you go, you enter to heaven. God is there waiting for you. And suddenly you start looking your life. And God see that you were jerking off a lot. Oh, you were jerking off. You were watching too many movies, too many porn movies. You were playing video games. You were spending total 5 years of your life just scrolling feeds on TikTok. Suddenly God will be like, this looks like shit. You are embarrassed in that moment. You realize that there's no way to come back because you are already dead. And God tells you, you don't deserve the next stage. You're going to hell now. So he sends you down with Lucifer and you burn for the rest of the eternity. And when you think like that, you realize, hey, if someone checked my life later, is that person going to be proud? Am I going to be proud showing my life to God or to our dead relatives? When you analyze it in that way, you find out that there are many things that we need to do while we are alive. Imagine the same scenario that I just showed to you with Rihanna. Imagine Rihanna, she passed, she dies, and she go up, God starts checking her life, and God see, hey, you're performing in the Super Bowl one Sunday with a big belly carrying your baby, and you are performing like in a terrific way. You are killing, you are destroying that event. Hey, you should go to heaven. You should stay here with us. So that's the difference. Doing things that not many people are willing to do, and enjoying the present. So you are telling God or whatever superior entity that you believe in that we really want this, and we are grateful for the things that we are enjoying the moment. Not thinking all the time about the future, not regretting about the past, enjoying each time that you have built things. This is something that also changed my perception, because I used to post a lot of memes, I used to have a lot of fun. I still post memes, but less now, because I thought, if I pass away, if I die, am I going to be proud of all the memes that I created? Or am I going to be proud of maybe some videos like this that maybe could help some people in the future? Some people can go back and see these videos again and again and get some wisdom, some experience collective that I share with my people. So this Memento Mori, or this technique of remember that you will die, also makes you do things that you know that will create a good legacy for you. We can talk about helping other people too. If you pass, if you die, and you want to see your life back, you want to know that you helped someone at least, right? That life was not about you. It wasn't, I want to feel good, I want to feel happy, I want to be popular, like now, everybody. No, I use the gifts that God gave me. If God allowed you to be a good speaker, if God gave you the gift of be good with tech, maybe you are tech savvy, you know how to handle your cell phone, your computer, you are a good tech guy. Any skill or any gift that you receive, you need to work on that. You need to transform that gift into a real skill to solve other people's problem, and that is going to give you not only you will feel happier if you do that, but also you will build that legacy. And before wrapping this episode, you can also apply this to your family, to your relatives. In the same way that you can imagine, picture, create this scenario where you are dead, you can create a scenario where your relatives, when your mother and when your father are dead. Well, my father is dead, but you can create, in case that you have him alive, you can create that scenario, and it's going to help you a lot. You can think, in the case of my father, I remember his legacy. I remember Papa Balta. He used to coach me all the time, to tell me, if he, for example, sometimes he will go to the Videna. I used to practice wrestling, and he will tell me, hey, you should do this, you should do that, When he saw a person that was maybe a very organized person, he will tell me, hey, study this person, check how this person behave, improve the quality of your friends. So always my father was a great coach, and a good way to honor my father is by doing these videos. And by the way, my father, he used to speak in English with me. Well, he would speak in English. I would reply back in Spanish because I was a motherfucker, and in my mind, I thought I was never going to need English. So that's why I never wanted to speak English with him. But knowing his legacy will make you, the legacy of your father, will allow you to work in a more intense way because you want to keep him alive. You can keep him alive by continue the work that he started. And related to my mother is still alive. I really enjoy her company, her conversation. Yesterday, we were watching the Rihanna performance on YouTube. I found the video of Rihanna. I called her, hey, let's try to watch this together. We were watching the video together. We were surprised how she was moving, carrying the baby here, the belly. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful. All the time when I see my mother, when I see Armando, well, he's not here, but it looks more or less like that, like the picture that is there. I try to remember that. I try to, like a screenshot. I want to screenshot each moment that I know that in the future I want to remember. Try to capture as strong as you can these good moments because they are not going to repeat. We have a scarcity, remember, we have a scarcity of time. We need to always have this in mind. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. The most important thing is not knowing about the Memento Mori. It's about knowing that we need to implement, we need to apply all these concepts that I share with you and help other people know about this strategy. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and remember, if you want to practice English, you can go to inglesparacholos.com, inglesparacholos.com, and if you want to contact me, I will leave my WhatsApp number in the description below, or also you can go to my Instagram account. You will find me with my nickname, Tio Balta, and if you go to the bio in the description, there is also a link that will send you directly to my personal WhatsApp. I don't use secretary, I answer each WhatsApp by myself, so I hope you enjoyed this episode. And remember, Google Podcasts and Spotify, you will find me with my nickname, Uncle Balta.